Hi, Siva here, founder of Lyzr, the agent infrastructure platform built for enterprises. Now, compared to the other open source frameworks like LangChain and CrewAI, Lyzr, at a framework level, took a very different approach when it comes to designing the core agent architecture. We are on an open core licensing model, ensuring that much of the technology and the IP is available for developers to work on, but also we are keeping some of the core IP within our site so that we can provide financial institutions and large enterprises the safety net that our code is not exposed out to the public. Now, coming back to the agent architecture, what Lyzr did was probably the very first in the industry. So, what you see here is the core agent architecture, and we are responsible AI by design. What do I mean by that? When a user input comes in, it goes through the safe AI input modules like PAI redaction, restricted keywords, restricted actions, toxicity check, and prompt injections of the world. And only if it passes these checks, it even now goes to your LLM call. And this LLM could be your local LLM or industry leading third party LLMs like OpenAI and Claude, etc. Now it also does RAG and tool access. Now, this output from an LLM does not go to the next agent if you are in a multi agent orchestration or to a user. It actually goes through the output modules, responsible AI and safe AI output modules, where again all these conditions are checked. If the output of LLM is fair, without any bias, there is no PII data, there is no toxicity, all of that is checked. And on the responsible AI side, additionally, the reflection happens. You can enable reflection wherein to ensure that the agent adheres to the instruction. You can check for groundedness where it adheres to the fact, etc. Only if it passes this, it goes to your output processing where it writes into the memory and moves on to the next step. So, as you see here, we have built the safe AI and responsible AI to the core agent architecture. And when you look at a LangGraph or a CrewAI agent architecture, this is the only piece that you would see. You'll have a prompt calling function which calls an LLM, which can call a RAG, which can also integrate with tools. And any feedback and any additional reflection that you may want to build third is a function that you may have to write on your own. But when it comes to Lyzr, all of that is built in and it comes with a central memory unit. Now imagine again, think of a scenario where you're building an agent on any of these open source frameworks, and if you want to add a PAI redaction and a prompt injection manager, those are all third party APIs that you can integrate from Galileo AI or Guardrails AI or Amazon Bedrock Guardrails, etc. But when you integrate them, you need to again think about the memory. Okay, where is the holistic memory of all of this end-to-end agents or systems? And you need to build your own memory. But with Lyzr, we have solved that problem as well. Memory is at an agent level, and even for a multi-agent, the memory is handled at a multi-agent level. The fact that the responsible and safe AI modules are built within the agent, it makes it much more easier for the memory unit to handle various aspects of your multi-agent system. And we are not just uh, kind of built it and had it in the market. We also went ahead and did several benchmarks. We've released a paper recently on the benchmark evaluation of prompt injection module. We achieved 99% consistently, 99% accuracy consistently compared to Galileo AI's 87%. And we continue to add more benchmarking results. So that is the open core part of it. So the deep learning algorithms and the machine learning algorithms powering these core safe AI and responsible AI modules are part of the IP, which is not exposed, the code base is not exposed, so that we reduce the chances of it being vulnerable, wherein the agent architecture and the underlying agent design that is available in the open core model for developers to play around. So if you're a developer and if you want to use a simple prompt based prompt injection management, etc., you can use the open core system. But the moment you think about really enterprise grade security and responsible AI standards, then Lyzr's agent enterprise version of the Lyzr's agent framework comes into picture. And this led us to winning several awards, including the Accenture Ventures Global Award, the HFS Research Award for being a hot tech vendor, and also Harvard University's HUCP Innovation Award for one of the best generative AI startups in the US. And the best part is, for larger institutions, you can run the entire studio, Lyzr Agent Studio, locally within your own cloud, be it Amazon Web Services or Azure or Google Cloud or even on prem. And that allows you complete control. Now, a big question that always comes is, okay, in the local deployment, what happens? Do you still have access to data? Answer is no. We do not have access to any logs, any data. Everything runs locally for you. The only thing that we do is a meter check for consumption, but otherwise, we do not have access to your data. Even on the Lyzr SaaS version, we do not have access to your data. We are SOC 2 compliant, ISO 27001 compliant. We don't do anything with your data, but we don't use it for retraining, etc. So you still have the same comfort, but obviously larger enterprises tend to run things internally for security purpose, data, I would say privacy purpose, but also now that the smaller large language models and open source LLMs are more cost efficient, and you can run both Lyzr agent platform and your LLM locally, ensuring that you have very low latency and also save a lot on inference cost. So this is how Lyzr differentiates itself from the open source frameworks. We are an open source pro company, and hence we launched our platform in the open core model. But at the same time, we had to reserve certain aspects, especially the safe AI and responsible AI modules, so that enterprises can have a piece of code which is not out in the public, which is what eventually results in vulnerability issues. Something similar to what was reported on LangChain framework in May 2024. So that's how Lyzr is fundamentally different. All goes back to the agent architecture.